Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we are on the final countdown towards the brand new DLC update here in Grand Theft Auto Online, the Los Santos Drug Wars. And we're going to be talking about the release time of this update, as well as getting our hands on the new vehicles and content early, as well as what you can do to prepare your character so that when the time comes, you're ready to rock and roll. All right, so let's start with the release time of this DLC, because it's going to be different for everyone in the world, because Rockstar does one release. They don't do like a global rollout where it's like midnight in New Zealand, you get the update, and then when it's midnight in London, England, you get the update. It rolls out for everyone at one time. And what I'll do is I'll leave a time converter site in the description, because I know not everyone lives in the same time zone. But what I do know is exactly when the update comes out. And that is around 5 or 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So for those of you guys in Europe or in the UK, you're looking at around 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. If you're on the west coast of the United States, it's around 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I will leave a time converter site in the description, but long story short, it rolls out for the same time for every single person. It's just going to vary based on what time zone you're in. And for most people in the world, it's going to be pretty early on in the mornings. That time converter site is going to be very, very useful. Now, as far as what systems and consoles are going to be getting the update first, it's a little bit complicated, but this is usually the order in which that happens in. If you guys are on the PC and you use the Rockstar Games launcher, because that is Rockstar's own game platform, they are the ones that traditionally get the game first, followed by the guys on the Xbox, then PlayStation, and then the other PC platforms like Steam and the Epic Games Store. And it usually doesn't matter if it's a new Xbox console like a Series X or S or a Xbox One, and vice versa for the PS5 and PS4. Because it's either Sony or Microsoft, it all operates under the same umbrella. So it's Rockstar's platform that gets it first, followed by the Microsoft platforms, followed by Sony, and then the other third-party ones, Steam, Epic Games Launcher on the PC. So you'll start to notice that the PC guys that have the Rockstar Games launcher might get it like 30 minutes earlier than the guys on PC that have Steam or Epic Games, and the guys on the Xbox might get it like 10 or 15 minutes earlier than the guys on the PlayStation. It's just the way this entire thing works. Now, speaking of that, if you guys are on console or you have some way to do it on PC, I would highly recommend that you set them to like overnight mode, or you set them into rest mode. Because what this will allow you to do, or at least I should say turn on the settings so it'll allow you to do this, is automatically install updates. We don't know how big this DLC is going to be, but even if it is a relatively smaller update, it's still going to be a massive download size, probably a couple gigabytes. And depending on your internet speed and depending on what kind of system you have, that could certainly take a long amount of time. And I can tell you from experience that there is absolutely nothing worse than having something new come out and you're stuck there just waiting for the entire thing to download. That stinks. So what you guys want to do, set your consoles to automatically install them. So that way, if you wake up early in the morning, it'll be ready to go. If you're jumping on after school, ready to go. Or in the evening after a long day of work, it's going to be ready to go. And you won't have to wait for it to download the second you turn on your console. That, again, would be my recommendation. Now, one question I've been getting a lot over the last couple of days is when the DLC release date arrives, are we going to be able to get our hands on the new content early? Typically, there's leaks that come out that tell us either the vehicle prices or the vehicle names or just more details on the content that's going to be arriving. And it looks like this year, that's not going to be the case. Now, I could be very happily wrong about that, but according to people in the know and insiders, they are saying that since the GTA 6 leaks and since a handful of other things have happened where a few individuals, it sounds like they kind of overstepped their bounds with the leaks and revealing how they got them, Rockstar has kind of shut that down. So I wouldn't expect to see any pictures of the vehicles, any prices, or the names until the actual update comes out. But have no fear, because as soon as the DLC does release, I'll be making videos. We'll be talking about what's good, what's bad, all the new content that's been introduced, cars, vehicles, clothing, properties, the whole business, the whole 9 yards, and so much more. Now, another thing I would recommend you guys do in-game is prepare your characters. I know there's a handful of people that kind of only jump on right around the DLC time, and they might take a break every now and then for a couple weeks or a couple months. You need to prepare your characters. One thing I always recommend, and even though according to leaks we are set to get a handful of more vehicle spots in this update, I would start selling some of my cars. Not only are we going to be getting a lot more vehicles in this update, which will make your old ones obsolete, but selling vehicles is pretty much the best way that you can make money really quickly, since we are ticking down the hours until the DLC arrives, and you can sell them for hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, depending on what cars they are. So think of old supercars, think of lowriders with lots of customization, vehicles like that that you can sell really, really quickly. Not only will this help you clear out garage space if you don't want to purchase more garage space, but it's also going to put money back in your pocket. It's really the only thing that we have of our characters that you can sell. And then I would do just a handful of other miscellaneous things, like I would make sure all of your cars are out of the impound and not in the insurance spot. I would make sure you have yourself spawned into a good area and that you don't have a bounty on you and that all your settings are good to go. Just kind of go into the game and just sort of prep your character to really get yourself ready for the DLC arriving. It honestly wouldn't be a bad idea if you guys have like a property up in Sandy Shores or Palito Bay, so maybe like a bunker or a facility. You set your spawn location there, because a lot of the content that's going to be arriving in this update looks like it's going to be up in the desert part of the map, pretty much everything north of the city. So you put yourself up there quicker, you're going to have a better lay of the land and be able to jump into some of the new content really quickly. And I've said this in previous videos, but also don't feel like you have to get everything on day one. Even if it is something you do want, like a car or a vehicle, just bookmark it. There's a good chance that over the next couple of weeks, it's going to be discounted, maybe 25, 30, 40%. That's going to save you possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. So don't feel like you're obligated to buy everything on day one. And of course, if you are in a pinch saying this is just an option, remember that Rockstar ratcheted up the bonuses for shark cards. They're 20 to 25% greater. And if you're a GTA Plus member, you get that on top of the 15% bonus that's already there. So I'm just saying shark cards have definitely become a lot more valuable. And I usually get mine always through G2A. It's a site I have linked in the description. They're always a little bit cheaper than the PlayStation and the Microsoft stores that you might find on your console. And there's even some there for PC if you play on that platform too. Now, the only other thing you guys might have noticed is a new splash screen in Grand Theft Auto Online as well. It says Los Santos Drug Wars. Comes to GTA Online on December 13th. It's pretty much the same description that we've heard from Rockstar in the Newswire, but it does actually provide us with a kind of new look at the artwork, more of like an Instagram format. It's condensed. I don't know. I find stuff like that to be pretty cool. I'm so excited to meet all of our characters. Ron, Dax, our luchadora lady, our cook, whoever that mystery girl is holding the micro SMG. So many new characters to meet, but if you've seen this splash screen, it's kind of a new look at the artwork. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. What system are you going to be playing the update on, and when are you going to be jumping on to end up playing for the first time? And how ready are you for this update? Are you fully prepared? Are you going to be scrambling at the last minute? Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.